For the guest.
All right. Welcome to the set of the Average American Podcast.
Is that exciting?
This is where it'll go down. We got it all here. Amy, welcome.
That's pretty cool, Lily.
Welcome to the Average American.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm lovely.
Lovely?
Lovely.
Yeah? What would you like to talk about here on this, as you are an average American? A working class,
What would I like to talk
blue
about?
collar American? What is it that you would like to talk about?
I would like to talk about
What you look
how. What?
like. What you look like.
Sure. What do I look like?
I'm in charge of that. What do you look like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm in charge of
Is that
the
gonna
what
be
do
your-
you look like?
Is that going to be your segment? What do you look like? The fashion segment.
I'm in charge of the what do you look likes.
What do you look like?
Me, not you.
Okay. What does that entail?
Is there going to be questions or?
I'll be in charge of the people who say I'm going to talk about what I look like.
Okay.
Get it?
So what she look like? A mommy?
What do I look like today?
You look like Superman.
Superman. Super queen is what I would say. She's the super queen of the house. 'Cause
Basically, both.
I'm the super king. And she would be open up showing the super queen. And she would be the super queen.
And I will be the super princess.
And she is a super princess. And this is the kingdom of the supers.
The average American kingdom.
The average American kingdom.
Ooh, this looks good.
The real average
Like that?
American.
That was a good idea, huh?
Listen up. If you can't read this, it says the real average American.
That's right.
And when was that sign made? That's a special sign, isn't it?
Yep.
That was our first family art project. Me, Lily, Henry, Emma, and Amy all sat down, bought all kinds of canvases and supplies, and I don't know if you can see, but I kind of Jackson Pollocked it, but all by hand. And we all did our own and hung them up, and that's the first real average American sign right there. Done with my beautiful family.
You just.
So Amy, how do you feel about the new house in the first, how many months has it been now?
Moved in at the end of September, almost October. So October, November, December, January. So 4 plus a few days on September and February.
4 plus a few days. Well, it's been a dream for
So a
me.
whole quarter of a year.
A quarter of a year. And we've been together over a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm. Our anniversary is at the end of June, so we have about 4 months until 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think?
Of the house, or living together, or what?
Would you like to be specific or an overview, or how would you like to define
I mean,
this
so
experience?
far, I think the experience is overall an adventure. I feel, for the first time in my life, like I'm not really trying to figure out how to geographically relocate to solve my problems. I'm not trying to problem solve to try to get out of my situation.
Yeah.
I feel pretty settled in the house for the most part.
Okay.
It seems like we're making steady progress toward feeling pretty settled in. And I think that we're making a lot of progress with the kids, melding them together. And we're learning a lot about how to make that happen.
Yeah. I agree. I'm very happy man.
Are you bleeding significantly from your ear?
Think I am bleeding today. I accidentally broke a nail.
Like there's a significant amount of blood coming from his ear.
I broke a nail at work today, and then I went to clean my ears, and my beautiful queen here likes to violently clean my ears for me, which I love.
This is
I love
not
very
my
much.
fault.
No, this was not. So
This
the
is
rough-
not from my violence.
the rough part of my broken nail
Oh, just
clipped myself, and
so you mutilated yourself.
on accident, yes. On accident, yes. Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
I'm sorry, I just
Appreciate
it's a
it.
significant amount of dried blood. Just making sure you're okay.
I am okay. I am okay.
Okay,
Life went on. It happened right at the beginning of
Making
my
me feel
day.
very self-conscious because I'm afraid you're going to post this on the internet, and I don't feel like I'm internet worthy at the moment.
I think you're very internet worthy. I think.
I don't even have a bra on.
I
think this is what.
super beautiful.
I think this is the definition right here of what I want from the Average American podcast. This is average American life
That's true.
right here.
Braless.
This is
His next picture is gonna say average American
Hashtag
life.
braless. Did you want to show your fashion from your beautiful
Need to
necklace?
show this up closer so they can actually see.
Mm-hmm. It's a new necklace that you got for Christmas that you found in your closet because you sort of didn't keep your presents very organized, so you're kind of having Christmas for months afterwards when you find new things. And somebody got you this cool birthstone butterfly necklace. And it has your birthstone from December. And we need somebody to comment in the comments, what is the birthstone for December? Because you asked me and I don't remember. So we need to have somebody Google it and put the answer in the comments.
Can I? Ooh, on my head it looks cool.
okay. No. It's okay. Come here. You're okay. You're okay.
Stole my seat.
No. You don't want to. I am your seat. Sit right here. Come here.
How do I sit on you?
Come here.
I don't know how to sit on you. How do I sit on you when I'm falling?
What?
How do you sit on him when you're falling? He'll hold you there.
I got you.
You relax and he'll make sure you
I got.
don't
Hey,
fall.
oh, watch this. I got it. Watch this. We got the trusty bench. We'll just go like this.
Oh yeah, there you go. You can sit on the corner of the weight bench right there.
Okay.
And you can put your feet on there.
Ew,
There you go. Oh, there you go. That
Or
works.
like that, yeah.
Me and part of the corner.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're the corner.
I own the corner now.
Now you're the fashion corner.
Well, I am super excited. I've been waiting to start this venture for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. You've been talking about it ever since I met you. It's a pre-me dream.
Yep. And I'm super excited. Friday will be the first official with one of my
We've got
co-stars. Hope to be very, have him on as a co-star on the show quite often, Creighton Marion.
He will be a regular, I have a
Yep.
feeling.
And I have another friend at work that I think is going to be another co-host. I call him Obi-Wan Kenobi. We worked a dock at FedEx together, and I think he's got a great personality.
And I don't know him, but he has really good eggs. So
He's got some really good eggs.
that's all I know.
Yes, Obi has his own farm and works part-time at FedEx and is an amazing forklift
I
operator.
have something to say.
What you got to say?
Super Cat will be joining us.
Super cat.
Super Cat Scrabble.
Scrabble, come here.
Scrabble is roaming the average American basement / studio / gym / play area.
Girlie, can I hold
She's like, what's going on over here? People aren't usually hanging out over here.
Well, I have to say that this last 4.5 months has been
Perfect.
challenging.
He wants privateness.
It's been a dream come true. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I really am. I love you very much.
Love you too, baby.
And we're putting in the work to make this complicated situation lovely and amazing and hopeful and loving, and turn this into a blossoming, flourishing family.
Mm-hmm. And we've already overcome a lot of really ginormous challenges,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me feel really secure that you're going to be the type of guy who's going to be able to get through anything together.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree.
You're such a dork. You love the camera. I think
Well,
she might have to be one of your regular
well,
guests.
I just
She'll
have
have to
to
be sitting over here.
sitting over there, blocking my view.
You might have to do an interview.
No hitting. Well, yeah, interview will be coming. Most definitely.
It looks like I'm hitting him, but I'm not hitting him.
No.
I'm not hitting him now.
Here we are doing a podcast, and she's on her phone.
I was going to look. We had made
She's already fact checking, ladies and gentlemen.
a document that had questions that you wanted to ask on your podcast that we've been thinking about for a long time now. And I was going to see if I could find that document, or if I've somehow lost it, which would not be shocking because
Well,
I have a tendency of doing so.
put in the comments if you would like this beautiful young lady to be a co-host, because I think she would be great. I think she brings.
I think I need to wash my hair and maybe
Yeah.
have some makeup on. That might be
You know, we could do that.
a bra maybe.
And I think she would bring a great, different opinion to some of the topics that I want to talk about that are happening in the world and these type of things. And we definitely could have a spirited conversation. And when I trigger her, it will make for a great podcast. And we will go at it right here, and you can decide who's right or wrong.
And I also think that the important thing about a lot of things that are happening in the world right now is that there are not just one, not just two opinions, but lots of different opinions about the way things should be, or the perspectives on the way things are. And I think that more people need to be having conversations about those things, even though sometimes we disagree.
And I much look forward to I think most of the time will be our producer in the background fact checking all of my, as the buzzwords is, my hyperbolicness or my over exaggerations.
Or conspiracy theories
Yes.
that hypothetically may or may not be real, and you never know.
And we will set up a desk. And this will probably become one of the best with our co-producer, Henry. One of the best producing teams, I think, in the podcasting game. And fact checkers. I truly believe that. I really do. I really do. And as this goes on, this podcast is going to advance and advance. And we're going to set up the Patreon account. So the average Americans out there can support the podcast and help us do this more and more and more, and have more guests on, more average American guests from different fields, and hear their opinions of what's going on with them and with what's going on in the world and their pains and hurts and problems, and instead of what we see on the internet, all these people with money,
I was going to say,
or
I
professors and stuff from Harvard. I don't really care about them, to be honest with you.
I think the difference about your concept that I think is really valuable is that your goal is not to end up with a whole bunch of celebrities doing their rounds and coming and interviewing them. You're looking for people who are really actually living normal, average American lives, not people who are in the 5% of people who are touring for a book or a TV or a movie or whatever that they're promoting.
I'll make you a promise. If Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are promoting their new Netflix movie, and all of a sudden the average American blows up, I'll tell them to go shove it up their backside.
I mean, I think what we would ask is, how would you define yourself as an average American? Because nothing about either one of you is average in any way, shape, or form. So I'd love to hear your explanation about why you're average. If you can give me a 2-page summary of why you're average, maybe.
Make them interview to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
You have to prove your average Americanness.
There's certain demographics, certain income levels that just aren't average.
So I see you found the questions that we have been formulating.
Some of the ones that we've written down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to share any of those?
Do you want me to ask you the questions?
Sure.
What's your biggest problem right now?
My biggest problem right now, I would most definitely say, is my physical stuff with my hips and my knees that I found out from the years of trying to be a pro athlete and these type of things. I found out that my hip bone that goes into my hip socket is oval shaped.
The hip bone's connected to an oval bone.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be round, and so that's been a problem my whole life. And then they have what's called the Q angle, which I've been telling doctors for years. And this guy's like, "Oh yeah, you have one of the most severe ones in the world, and because of that, you have bone spurs, you have level 9 arthritis.
Well, also one of your legs is longer than the other,
My right leg's longer,
and you have a bad knee." So he basically told you that you're going to need to get 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement in the next 10 years. If you can make it that long.
She's so
because he's in a lot of pain, and his pain tolerance is very high. But pain can be a very grating thing.
Well, and it is,
humanity.
there were so many things I was doing to mitigate it, and I'm getting back to that, and it's feeling better.
Well, and we did the orthotics for your feet, so that's going to help. Lots of things you can do to try to make it last as long as possible.
I would tell you, it's not life for our household or anything like that. It's really just trying to find time to, working 10 to 12 hours a day, and then and
being able to do anything else,
and be the dad I want to be, and all those type of things, and the man to you I want to be. Find the time to do all those things to mitigate that, So you gotta
time is our most valuable resource, and it's the most fleeting.
Well, and I think one of the smartest things we're doing right now is I'm trying to figure out how do I integrate that in with my family at the same time. So, like Lily going to swim classes at the Y. One of the biggest things the doctor said I need to do is swimming, low impact stuff to help with
And what am I doing
the
right
arthritis and that type of stuff.
now? Tell her what I'm doing.
You're romping around on the floor like a wild child.
Yeah. So
Interrupting.
again, the real average American podcaster, where your children are around and you're trying to make it happen. But so integrating that into your family, into their activities, doing free swim and those type of stuff, and then and as they get older, that'll get easier because then they'll be able to join in at the gym at 14 plus. So looking forward to that.
Well, and when you're down here working out, they join you. And when we went to open swim on Saturday, we can all swim together. There's ways to combine.
So if I was to give advice, if I was somebody to give advice, I would say, I'll say this because, humility has always been an issue for me. But I have found in today's world that it seems like I might be the guy that should start the voice's opinion. I don't know.
I think a lot of people are searching for more quote unquote happiness. And I think sometimes we're looking a little too hard beyond the walls of our own homes. I think sometimes everything you need to be happy, you already have. You just have to get deep enough within yourself to access it.
So if I was to give something that I'm trying to do is, like I was saying with the why, is to integrate my family into what I need to do physically to mitigate my problems. Because first thing that came to mind when you asked that question, and what, can you repeat the question?
The question was, what is your biggest problem right now?
I mean, that's the first thing that popped into my mind. The honest answer.
And I mean, if I was going to venture a guess as to an answer that your next guest / first guest, if you don't post this and save me from being on the internet looking like this, what he would say is probably related to time as well, because he has a newborn baby.
And he works 10 hours a day and is, you know.
And no matter what you work, even if you don't work, having a newborn baby makes you feel like you don't have any time.
And by the way, this is going to get posted.
And
So
I'm
save
not
yourself.
very excited about that because I'm feeling more and more self-conscious the longer we go.
Which she shouldn't know because she's beautiful. And I love her just like this. I love it.
What ways do you need the most support?
Which ways do I need the most support? I think Amy, you know, she set up in her own way, she's already supported it and spurred this idea about using the Y and the kids and signing them up for activities which they need. And, you know, because so many kids don't even know how to swim or ride a bike or do things. You even are setting up that space or science.
Oh yeah,
thing.
it's like a community college class for kids. How do you
But
look at the sky
just by her being a good
at
mom
night?
is inspiring me to integrate these ideas as a dad and also get my workout in and the things I need to do to stay healthy and live a long life. Because I've always believed that the key to being a better dad is to be physically capable of interacting with your children and to be able to get up off the floor and move
And beyond being physically capable, finding things that you have in common with each kid, because every kid is a little bit different. And like, you know, with Henry, you've really been able to bond with the bike riding thing because he's really enjoying that.
which is
In
another
a
thing that the
whole
orthopedic
other way.
surgeon said I should do. Bike ride and swim.
And like all the kids love to go swimming, so it's like a perfect thing for us to do all together as a family. And so them being competent swimmers is going to make it so we can have tons of fun swimming in the summer. I think finding those things that you enjoy, that your kids enjoy, is like a big deal. Because once you like unlock that Rubicon,
Yeah, you go to your room. Of course you can. Love you.
it's almost bedtime anyway, sweet girl.
You did a good job on your room.
Yeah,
Looks
you did.
good.
You killed it. So clean. So how is that answering the question of what ways do you need the most support?
I need support in the way of, you know, that I don't want to self-flagellate like I do a lot of times when you say I need to stop. So I am good at a lot of things. One thing I'm not good at is this planning stuff and signing people up for things and finding things and activities
right.
and these type of things.
Yeah.
So I would say a good way for you to help support me is to continue and add to your thinking, what can I do to get the family all involved and get these exercises in that Rafe needs, or I need, or the kids need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, taking yoga class together, especially when the kids get old enough, you know, we all just go together, you know. Or doing a family yoga class for El Interneto.
Right, or
You know.
just doing one off of a video on the internet or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's
You
only, that's another tricky thing about the average American life is that we live now, I moved to this smaller place, and so there's not as many things accessible. I had to do an Amazon return today, and I can no longer do that 3 minutes away from my house.
Right.
I have to drive 25 miles to do an Amazon return. So things like that, like yoga and activities, are a little bit more challenging to locate and find.
Right.
The community college doesn't have an endless list of different classes and things for all different interests.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of search for what you're looking for.
Here you go. Y'all ready for this?
No?
Support. So, you let me have my time today. I took some personal time to get my
What do
work,
you need to work out?
to work out and set up the studio,
Yeah.
you know, which,
And I got to have personal time to watch that new Night Court show that I've been wanting to watch that nobody else wants to watch with me. And Henry got to have personal time to work on his homework that he was so stressed out about. And Lily got to finish cleaning her room. So we all got some good personal time today. All in our separate rooms. Better doing those things than playing on the stupid Nintendo in separate rooms from each other.
but I mean, we yearn to be together all the time.
I am trying to be better about giving you space, but I like to be with you a lot, so I sort of would prefer to pretty much do everything together. But I think sometimes I suffocate you a little bit, so I'm trying to let you have your own life.
I don't need my own life.
Yeah, but you do. Everybody
No.
does to some level. And,
Yeah.
and I'm sort of jealous of you and being able to go out and talk to all these human beings all day.
While I
So
work,
exotic.
while I work my butt off and jump up in trucks in -degree weather in the snow, and
But sometimes,
so much fun.
sometimes, some days it does sound fun to go along with.
From the earbuds, I'm sure it does sound fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Almost
from the girl
falling.
who has been working inside from home for 6 years
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and doesn't really get a chance to have a lot of human interaction.
I get it.
It seems real exciting to talk to random dudes on a dock. They are entertaining.
What else you got?
What do you have? Who do you have in your life to support you?
You. And the kids. And the acquaintances / friends that I get to talk about my problems with.
I mean, I feel like Rick is a huge support.
Huge. Rick's best friend.
If we're going beyond the walls of our house, he's definitely probably number one on the list.
I mean, I left my brothers in Portland. My non-blood brothers. I mean, Jason, those guys, I mean, they're my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so cool to have like Ian, Craig always reach out,
Mm-hmm.
I only child, which we can have a whole podcast about.
We'll have a whole podcast devoted to only child learning what siblings are like. For the first time in his life at 43 years old. Siblings.
Well, because all I ever saw is how miserable with all my friends that had brothers. They hated one another.
There's a love-hate relationship with siblings. Sometimes more love, sometimes more hate. And
Obviously.
sometimes it morphs and changes over the years.
Mm-hmm.
My siblings and I have gone through many different seasons. Seasons where we're very close, seasons when we barely talk to each other, seasons that we hated each other, seasons when we're best friends.
Yeah.
It's all just depends on what's going on in life. And as you can tell, our daughter really loves to sing, if you can't hear it. She's belting it out.
So what was that question again? Say it
Who
again.
do you have in your life to support you?
Yeah, so, you know, I got to say, I mean, shout out to Rick. I mean, I can't explain it, but, you know, God's path, the reverence of it is unfathomable and just undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Saved me during really bad times, you know, and what a friend. So, because like I said, I'm 1,600 miles away from the people I spent 35 years of my life with,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
that's a whole, we could have a whole podcast about that too. When you move far away from the people that you've been around your whole life, what it's like to try as an adult to like recreate a new circle.
yeah,
That's a huge thing.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good guys I've worked with at ARN here in Grand Island, you know, but it's hard. You're busy and it's tough, you know. Just even going to try to go meet up with Kevin was, you know, like pulling teeth, you know.
Well, yeah, and then something happens. Somebody gets sick, or their kid gets sick, or something gets canceled, or whatever, and then it procrastinates it. Which, when it procrastinates it, it's not like in a couple days; it's like in a couple months.
But the support we give each other, because one thing I talk about all the time. You hear me talk more about is the amount of time you spend at work. I mean,
They're the only people you know.
you can consider that your family in a way. I mean, you're spending 12 hours a day with these people, and you're spending 3 hours, if you're lucky, awake with your real family,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You get up to it again.
I
So,
just
you know,
listened to a thing with an expert, and I think her name's Vanderkamp or something like that, but she talks about how there's only 168 hours in a week, and like you only have 72 of them after 40 hours of work and sleep. And that doesn't include commute time or extra hours that you put in at work or anything else. So by the time that's all over, you have very few hours to work with to put the rest of your life into.
yeah, 100%. It's an interesting concept that I want to dive more into. You know, it's like, what do those people really mean to you that you work with all day long? And then you also have these dynamics of management and these type of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And try not to cross lines,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, okay to cross lines, you know. But
Yeah.
it's complicated.
It is very complicated, but in the right situations, I know some of my closest people in my life have been coworkers. And sometimes during the hardest times in your life, your coworkers are the only ones who are around. Because a lot of other people will abandon you, but they have to come to work. So they're going to see you no matter what.
They're obligated.
When your husband gets cancer or you find out somebody died, you're sitting next to them at work.
I know, right?
And so, you know, my ex-husband, as much as I don't love him very much for a lot of reasons, he had a coworker die within minutes of them talking. Found out that he had a heart attack after they hung up the phone. Like, that kind of stuff happens with your coworkers. That's a unique experience that you're not going to have happen
Yeah.
pretty much any other place.
Yeah.
If you're at the grocery store and you go through the checkout line and that guy has a heart attack later, you'll never know about it. and you didn't know him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
interesting.
it's a different thing.
Yeah. What else you got?
What is the dream you have that nobody else can see?
What is the dream I have that no one else can see?
These make my feet fall asleep. My foot is completely numb.
I can't wait for our new chairs.
Bar stools are way better.
They're going to be awesome. This is just what we got for now. I got no other chairs that are at the right height.
They do. The color does look nice, but comfort-wise, they're not on point.
What was the question?
What is the dream you have that nobody else can see?
Well, this was one. I mean, I believe that this is going to be unbelievably successful. And the thing is I can see the future of it and bringing people together. Because one thing that I know that I can do is bring different sides together. So many friends of mine have no idea that I'm friends with these other people.
I hear you have conversations with people and they think you think a certain thing because you sort of let people think that you think the same as them, which enables them to be able to open up and be vulnerable with you.
But I'm not trying to I'm really not trying to manipulate nobody. I'm trying to get along and be a person. And I believe that people should be able to have their own opinions and their own face and their own thing. And it's not my job to judge them.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think that
I want to get to know them as a person, not these things that divide us. You know what I mean?
I think that's why we're divided. We're divided because we've decided that there's certain issues that we can't negotiate on, and we can't be friends with somebody who thinks or believes some certain thing, whatever the thing is. And so then we're unable to have a relationship with them. Oprah had a whole special about people not being connected with their family members anymore. Like a huge percentage of people are disconnected from at least one family member. And that's because we have these like hard and fast boundaries where we've decided that we can't love somebody if they love this. And, there's some merit to some of those things, and I understand some of it.
But you also know that I do believe that there are lines of evil that get crossed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I also think
that I won't associate with certain people, you know what I'm saying?
I also think that there's a certain level of being able to be in a relationship where you don't agree and be able to hear the other side and just move on.
Right.
And focus on the things that you do have in common. Because most of the time we have a lot more in common with people than we disagree about. Because most of the things that we disagree about are honestly things that have nothing to do with our actual everyday life.
Right.
There are things that are superficial and tertiary to our actual life.
Because I think you can tell me if I'm wrong or line is I care about what inside a person. I care about their everyday average lives and what they do and how they live is what I care about. Like I'll tell you a story. There's this guy, Rob, that I worked with at Air. This guy, he doesn't so much go to church, and I'm not going to speak for him, but people will judge him and whatnot. But look, let me tell you what, this guy is one of the best men I've ever met in my life. Okay? And to say that I'm not going to associate with him because he doesn't go to church or whatnot, that I disagree with.
And I think
that like
some of the most godly people and the people that are most connected with good instead of evil are people that don't go to church. But depending on where you live, that's either looked upon as you don't go to church means you're a sinner, or whatever judgment people put on it. Or you live in an area where if you do go to church, oh, you're religious.
Yeah.
And I think there's both experiences happening in America where people are judging people based on this small fact about themselves that is not the full picture.
I care about deeds. Your
character.
what you do. You know what I mean?
Your character of who you really are in everyday life, who you really are, is not whether you go to church or not. There's plenty of evil people who go to church, as we all know.
Well, you know, and I'm just going to straight up say this so everybody knows that I believe in God. So, and I believe in a great power. I believe that there is something bigger than me. But I also believe that the human race has been endowed with a power. And in Christianity, you know, we are all God's children. And when I think of that, I think that we're all given a divine strength. And we get to choose whether or not we want to do good or do bad.
Well, and whatever we do to the least of these, we do to him. That is a Bible verse for a reason. The way that we treat the people that we disagree with is the way we're treating Jesus. I think most people have forgotten that.
Well, you get into the whole church and state thing, and the state has divided us. It made us take sides.
I think it's beyond that at this point, but yeah, I think that's one of the initial stages of the division in America. But I think there's a lot of things that have caused division. Mm-hmm. And I think it's almost purposeful. I think that they want us to be divided because it makes us weak.
Oh, 100%.
And I think when we've lost the power of what it means to be an American, which I think we have, I don't think we live in the greatest country in the world anymore. And that pride that I had when I was a kid about what it meant to be an American is about community and about the fact that we're all in it together. Even if you have some flag outside your house that I don't agree with, whether it's a pride flag or a Trump flag.
And I want the audience to know that my goal in the average American movement is a unifying goal.
Community.
I want to build a community of people that want to get along, do the right thing. And I think that we got to come together and we got to build a community. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the goals, the question of what dream do I see that no one else can help but see? I can see an average American community come together and build a new, build a new, because I think we need to restart around getting along, not, you know, and I don't want to go into the conspiracy crap yet, but I mean, I don't want to reset into a way that a bunch of privileged oligarchs or whatever you want to call them think that they've been living a billionaire lifestyle for the last 20, 30 years.
And they think they know what's best for all of us.
These morons
people.
have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean.
Almost none of our elected officials have ever been an average American.
Yeah. I want to see average Americans build a community, but with that comes a certain level of give and take. We're going to come together and start this plot of land and build a community, you know, or whatever that looks like. And you know that I know that I don't know everything. And that I'm looking for smart average Americans to start this process. It's a process. It isn't just something you just do, you know, because we're looking for the right ideas. We're looking for the right, I don't know, but that is my overarching dream that I believe that can come to reality.
I mean, I think the perfect example is this Mexican restaurant that we've started going to. And I was just telling my mother how you make friends with everybody and you somehow find out their whole life story. And we found out this guy's whole life story, basically. And he was talking about how he knows a guy who can do anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the kind of community that we're missing. There's no...
His pastor to do this and...
There's no more of the old way of community, of working together to accomplish a goal. Like the Amish, building a barn together. Right. If you take a community, you can build a barn in a day. Mm. If you try to do it by yourself, you're going to be working on it for 3 years. Like, that's the kind of thing that I think is valuable about having community. And I think there needs to be more community and less division.
I agree. And this ain't going to happen overnight, and I know that, and it's... I just want to, we're going to talk about some hard stuff on this podcast, and no one's going to completely agree with me, and I hope you can look past that, and we can, because as you support, it's not just me, it's this movement, and I will do my utmost to make sure that support goes in the right direction. Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think an important thing for us all to be remembering during the times that we're living in is that literally no one agrees on everything. You might go to the same church as people, you might be married to them, you might be their sister, you might be their child, you might be their neighbor, but you are not going to agree on everything. You're going to agree about what color is pretty, you're going to disagree about whether there should be a fence in the backyard and how high it should be. Like, we're always going to have differences, but the differences is what makes us America. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be a conglomeration of people that are a community together. That's the whole point.
Well, on that note, I think that's a great place to end this first Average American podcast, and I couldn't have thought of a better first guest than this beautiful woman right here. And
even though he gave me
proud.
No warning whatsoever for this little conversation. I come out from checking if my daughter cleaned her room, and he's like, why don't you sit down and do a podcast with me?
Well, I think this is the ultimate example of the average American.
Okay, then.
Something I'm horrible at, but watch out in the next podcast and so forth when we get our stuff together. And if you want to give your support, I have a great friend that is an artist that came up with some great renderings of a symbol of the average American and some sayings that I have that we'll be putting on shirts. And wait for that. Can't wait to see the support and more conversations. And I'm actually kind of just overwhelmed with emotion that this is actually finally started, and losing my words here at the moment. But Average Americans, it is late at night. It is 8:20 in the PM, and we blue collar Americans got to get up at 4 a.m. and go to work on my day off.
And my day off.
And
we both have to work on our day off this week.
So we need to go to bed. And I appreciate you doing this with me. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you so much. And going to end every podcast with, I have the power. You have the power. You have the power. We all have the power. And I want everybody to stay strong. Times are going to get tough. And
but we can all be ripples of good.
I think we can all be ripples of good, and we need to focus on ourselves. And whatever force you may think that is trying to bring us down as average Americans, I think if we focus on ourselves and our families and each other, I think that we can turn the tide and we can make a difference. We all have the power. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Ugh. Not bad, baby. 50 minutes.